the best waterfront
Absolutely.
city to live, work, and play. We know that West Palm Beach can't compare to Riviera Beach, what we're going to be doing for these great, wonderful volunteers. Isn't that correct, sir?
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
Thank you, sir. And having spoken about nonprofits, we saved the best for the last, a nonprofit organization, brand new. As a matter of fact, this gentleman is a member of the Mayor's Economic Development Team. We are trying to do all we can in Riviera Beach to be more business friendly and strengthen our businesses, welcome businesses, promote the businesses in the city, and working hand in hand with the police department and other agencies. The chief met with us today, and he said, I want to be a part of this committee as well. It's a very diverse geographical, from all different geographical areas of the city. And if Lisa, if you're watching and listening in Woodbine, hello, how are you? Thank you for your work. We have members from Singer Island. We have members from the north end, the southern end of the city, all working together to enhance, to stimulate, to improve, to progress economic development and empowerment in the city of Riviera Beach. And I'm going to have to take your name really slowly because it's a long name. And it's going to take me a year to pronounce it. It's the African tradition, it's an African name. So tell me, Rabbi, I know you're a rabbi, which we appreciate always having men and women of faith working in the various capacities here in our city. It makes a safer city as well. Rabbi
Agugawa.
Agugawa.
You see? You got it.
Okay, I'm going to take it slow. Take me slow now.
Agugawa.
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 Yeah, Agugawa.
Okay, go to the next one. The last name.
No, the last name is Agugawa.
And the first name?
Gabriel.
Gabriel.
Oh, Gabriel. You know.
Gabriel, okay.
Yeah.
You know, let me just say this, and I'm going to get your name right. Don't worry, Rabbi. But I was doing a revival, getting ready to do a revival, and I was in Tacoma, Washington, I think, and there was a young lady who just went to one of the African countries, I don't know whether it's Senegal or Kenya, and they gave her an African name. And she came back, and her mother was like, I guess 50 years old. She was standing there, and she was saying, Pastor, this is my daughter. And the daughter said, oh, my name is Okabal. It was an African name. I couldn't pronounce it. And the mother said, don't worry about it, Reverend. Just call her Evelyn. Just call Evelyn. That's what I named her. So just, if you're having trouble, just call Evelyn. So having messed up your name, I tell you I won't mess up your nonprofit organization that you are getting ready to birth, and you're calling it economic empowerment, right?
Economic and community development. Yeah.
Tell Riviera Beach your story and what you're going to be doing for the city as you partner with the Boys and Girls Club, with the art program, with Workforce Alliance, with Indra, with working with the teenagers. It used to be the weed and seed. We'd have weeded them out, and now we've seeded them through, and now we're just going to take it to another level, and then we've got a bridge to make that happen, and we got the Boy Scouts that's going to scout and find a place to make that happen, and we got GL staff that's going to put us all to work, right, with Workforce Alliance. So tell us your story, Rabbi.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Mr. Mayor, and good afternoon, everyone. The name of our organization is Key of David, Community and Economic Development.
K-E-Y, Key of David.
Yeah,
okay,
Key of David.
And we're going to wrap up with you, so take your time.
Yes, we are very excited and grateful to be allowed to come into the city of Riviera Beach to do what we call community and economic empowerment of individuals and families. Just sitting here at this panel and listening to the variety of programs really warms our hearts, because we know that individuals and families oftentimes they are confronted with different issues, different problems, and what we find out sometimes is those issues become overwhelming, and some people just give up. They just throw their hands up and just say, it just can't work. But we are here to say that yes, it can work with adequate coaching, with empowerment. It can work. So our approach, our model, is actually to start with the individual. And if the individual is single, deal with the single individual. If it's a family of 2 or 3 or whatever, then deal with a holistic program for the family. Now, dealing with the whole family, you're talking about the parents, the children, the grandparents, and obviously the adage, it takes a community to raise a child. It's an African adage, but of course it's universal. What we're saying is that we can reclaim communities, family, individual, neighborhoods, and cities one at a time. And it is possible to do that, Mr. Mayor, yes, because all it takes is to identify the resources that is within the community and find out the needs. We call it needs mapping. You find out the needs, identify the resources, and then you try to map the resources to the needs. Of course, making sure that your model works. For example, somebody that has no job, but they have skills. They have certain skills. And we can say, well, while you're looking for a job, have you considered starting a small-scale business of your own, even a home-based business?
Economic empowerment.
Economic empowerment. Okay. And they say, well, I've never been in business before. Yes, you can be in business. You have a skill. You are marketable. So we try to teach them or train them how to market or package those skills, and so that they can be they can get contracts from cities or from companies or whatever. As a matter of fact, to make it even a lot simpler or easier, we can group a couple of people with similar skills, like in the old model of cooperatives, you know, producers cooperative or sales cooperatives. But they all come together with similar skills. They need one another to be competitive because they are new. They have not been very savvy business-wise. But with cooperation, and of course, our office will serve as an incubator, initial incubator, to help them with telephone lines or a computer to do some work that they have to do.
For the new small businesses.
Exactly.
Okay, you're going to serve like an incubator.
Exactly. Now, when we do that, what we find out is that somebody that thought the only thing that they could do is to get a job might end up becoming an entrepreneur. And there's nothing wrong with being an entrepreneur, being self-employed and actually grow to employ others.
So you're talking about the entrepreneurs?
Entrepreneurs.
Okay. Good.
Yes.
Okay.
So let's say the felony program, for example. It might be difficult to get a job as a felon, as an ex-offender. But if you have a skill, you can start a business of your own. And if you are good at what you're doing, definitely people will not care about what your past have been or the mistakes that you've made in the past. Now they are interested in what you can provide right now that's marketable. And so we are going to be looking at programs like that. And believe it or not, what we have found out is where hope has been lost, bring back hope, and suddenly you create excitement again. You create a pride. You create ownership. So these are the kinds of things that we are looking at, the model that we are hoping that when we start to do this, bear in mind that it's not going to be an easy thing for just one individual. But when they come in as groups, they can see that a community that's empowered is a community that is marketable.
And you already have a building, I understand you're going to be in that process of getting set up in a nice big building.
Yes, we have a building. Our location right now is on West 13th Street
in Riviera Beach.
In Riviera Beach, actually 1401 West 13th Street. We have not officially opened to the public yet. We are still setting up and doing everything that we need to do license-wise and occupational license-wise before we open our doors. But we feel excited coming into the city at this time.
You have therapists that's going to be working with you?
We have therapists, family counselors, and therapies, because sometimes that's where we start from. We start with intake, and we say, okay, tell us your case, tell us your issues. And
so you have more like a holistic approach to
exactly.
the entire family, something similar to Bridges.
Exactly, and I would like to talk more with Bridges, because, in fact, I'm already talking with Boys and Girls Club, because we're actually on the same street. What I find out in non-profit organizations is that no one organization can do it all.
Correct.
Collaboration is the key. As a matter of fact, it is now funders are looking at how well non-profits collaborate with one another before they fund. Gone are the days when that one island wants to shine all by themselves. So we're going to come in with those skills to help build bridges and make sure that we are all collaborating. And before you know it, family by family, neighborhood by neighborhood, and citywide, we reclaim the city, for good. And I'm glad to be here, like I said, and you will be hearing from us more in the near future.
Wow.
Thank you so much for the opportunity.
How do I follow a rabbi? I don't know how. Very powerful, and certainly it says it all about nonprofits. Well, we're going to take 1 minute, and we're just going to go back to each person and just make a final comment, and we're going to start with the coach. Give us a final comment about the Boys and Girls Club or contact number or whatever, and we'll just move right along. Yes.
Thank you, Mayor. For the Boys and Girls Club, Max M. Fisher on 13th Street. Our address is 221 West 13th Street in Riviera Beach, 33403. Our telephone number is 561-842-5234, and you can contact us by internet, www.bgcpdc.org.
And your hours again? Your kids can be there from what?
7:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. during the summer.
Wonderful. Rabbi, one final comment?
Well, I just want to say we are glad to be here, and right now we don't have a local number in the city yet, but you can contact us through our email, keyofdavid1, as in number 1, at gmail.com.
And Reverend?
Keyofdavid1 at gmail.com.
Reverend, one final comment? I just called you Reverend when you sit next to a rabbi.
Just wanted to remind everyone that was in attendance and or listening that older workers are good workers. They are different, but they're good. They're experienced and they're reliable. Give us a chance to prove that to you. Give us a call at 561-471-9828.
And thank you for partnering with the city.
Yes,
and let me just say this for the city manager. The city manager desires to partner with nonprofit organizations and volunteer programs. That's what she's all about. And that's another reason why we're involved and engaged, because we have a city manager, and we have a city council and a chair that believes that it starts with the people, grassroots, and